Hello citizens, this is Digital Master coming to you with a quick best practices video that I hope will help you get the most value out of your ship acquisition endeavors. We have Fleet Week coming up and plenty opportunity to grab those ships that you've been waiting to get your hands on. Now I'm going to be cramming a lot into a short video, so when all is said and done, please feel free to provide me some feedback. If you enjoy the video by the end, please don't forget to give me a like, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. So, on to the topic at hand. We have another ship sale event coming up in each year, and for each sale event, there are some very cool opportunities that present themselves. Most importantly, there are some strategies that many would consider as best practices when building your fleets via the pledge system. I want to start by saying that you can earn all ships in-game when it releases, so please do not fall victim to FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. However, if you do decide to pledge, please do so responsibly. So, back to the video. I want to go over some best practices that are used by veteran backers all the time that may 1. Help you save money while increasing your fleet's value, 2. Spot deals and cool opportunities, and 3. Understand all the ways that you can leverage the existing pledge system to increase value for yourself and your fleet. If that sounds good to you, then let us get started. To begin, let me share the table of contents for this video. I will very briefly cover some terms and concepts just to ensure that new players are up to speed and on the same page as existing veteran backers. I will follow that up with the main portion of the video, which will explain 4 of my primary ship acquisition strategies. So let's get started with the terms and concepts. Game packages. Game packages are pledges that consist of a ship or group of ships that include offering access to the alpha and final game once released. Almost all game packages include access to the game. Standalone pledges. Standalone pledges typically consist of a single ship or vehicle, but does not include access to the alpha or final game once released. These pledges are also purchasable with a combination of new money and store credit, or store credit only. Warbond. Warbond are pledges that are only purchasable with 100% new money. Melting and store credit. When you melt a ship, you are essentially giving back to CIG in exchange for store credit, which can be then used to buy other items or pledges on the RSI store only. Insurance and LTI. Insurance in general is offered on all pledges. However, all insurance isn't created equal, and you will need to be mindful of which is offered on the pledges you intend to acquire. LTI is lifetime insurance and the premier and most desired insurance package for obvious reasons. Though there has been a bit of controversy on this topic over the years. We'll save that for another video. CCU, or Cross Chassis Upgrade. This is the upgrade system that allows you to take an existing ship as part of most pledges and upgrade it to a ship of greater value. It is worth knowing that you cannot downgrade or cross-upgrade ships of equal value. Buybacks. This is a system provided by CIG to be of great convenience to backers. This system allows you to repurchase previously melted packages. There are a few caveats, however. 1. You can only buy back original packages, not upgraded packages. Any upgraded packages will become buyback eligible, but will include only the original contents of the package. Number 2, you can repurchase buybacks with new money all year round. However, you get 4 opportunities, which is once per quarter, to repurchase any buyback pledge with store credit. Concierge. This is a community status attained by those who have spent more than $1,000 in pledges or subscriptions. If you make it to this status, there is a specific concierge-only forum where you can speak with like-minded dedicated individuals who are incredibly supportive and fun to interact with. However, there is a subset who will help you go deeper down the rabbit hole as well. Watch out for that bunch. Artificial scarcity. Artificial scarcity is the practice of artificially limiting access to some ships for pledge. Some ships are either limited in availability, and then there are some ships that are hull limited in that they have limited quantities. Both tend to only be on sale during special sales events that take place throughout the year. And finally, annual sales events. These are special sale events offered by CIG that places limited and some hull limited ships back on the RSI store for pledge. These are opportunities for backers to pick up some ships that they want that, they normally do not have access to throughout the year. Now, on to our main topic, pledging best practices. Some things to be aware of before starting. Refunds tend to be available within the first 30 days of your pledges. And 2, once purchasing a pledge, you typically can't melt it for a 24-hour period. However, you can upgrade them right away. So let's talk about some general upgrade strategy concepts. Let's go over them one by one. However, before we start, let me quickly share some key priorities that I use. Number 1, I stack LTI tokens whenever possible. Always think ahead and be prepared. For example, when any concept sales throughout the year present a cheap LTI token opportunity, such as the Nomad for example, which was a $60 LTI token, it may make sense to pledge for it in preparation of an upcoming sale event that may not have LTI token options available. Number 2, plan to spend less for more. This may be a no-brainer, but try your best to find opportunities to spend less while getting more in return. And number 3, take the time to spot any deals or savings opportunities wherever possible. Number 4, for sales events, ask around to find out what time a sale will open up and do the necessary time zone conversions ahead of time. CIG generally operates on PST time. So, on to my upgrade strategies. Each of these can be used separately or used in conjunction with each other to some degree. Number 1, multi-ship game package strategy. Now, this strategy is best used by those who do not change their mind too often about the ships that they want. The steps to achieve this are the following. Number 1, find multi-ship game packages that offer the largest in savings in conjunction with the value of the ships that they contain. 2, out of that list, try to find a game package that has a good number of ships that you want within. And finally, upgrade to any of the ships you want using ships in this package that you do not want. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons to using this strategy. The pros: you get to save money on the value of ships versus what you actually spend. And 2, you get to apply the LTI that generally comes in these packages to all of the ships that are included, including the ships that you upgrade to from within the package. This is one of, if not the most reliable way to avoid needing to spend new money for all of your ships in order to have LTI. It is worth noting that most game packages do have Warbond options as well, which do provide an even cheaper option to acquire. However, the standalone or credit versions also provide savings. Using either for a good number of available game packages is completely viable and will provide the savings mentioned here. Now for the cons. The cons for this is that you tend to get locked into these packages as you are unable to melt individual ships within the package. Therefore, if you do change your mind on any ships in the package and it has a very high value, therefore limiting your upgrade options, you are either stuck with that package or will have to start all over again. As you can imagine, if the time at which you come to this realization isn't during one of the yearly sales, you would then have to wait before you can recraft that game package to your desired ship lineup. That can be a headache indeed, and so this is why I say that this strategy is good for those who are quite confident that they will want to keep the ships that they have picked up or plan to pick up. Now on to the second strategy, which is to look for upgrade special deals during these events throughout the year. One example of this is in fact Invictus Fleet Week, among others. So what happens is on some days of the event, different manufacturers will provide a CCU opportunity for one of their specifically highlighted ships. What you will find, which is not often widely known, is that these offer significant savings opportunities when chained together. For example, on day 1, you may see a ship upgrade option presented that you are allowed to upgrade to using an existing ship in conjunction with new cash. Contrary to what we discussed about Warbond, this is one opportunity where you are able to spend both credit in the form of an existing ship's value and new cash together toward a Warbond-like acquisition. And I say Warbond-like because these offerings tend to have a longer-term insurance included, just shy of LTI status. Now, for the sake of the point of chaining these together, you will find that if you are targeting a specific ship that is higher in value than most of these specific offerings, you can chain those upgrades together toward that target ship. By the time you are done upgrading, you will find that you've saved a good amount of money. I will share an example on screen of one that I performed and acquired, and the value that I gained as a result. So, to achieve this, here are the following steps. Number 1, wait for the last day of the event and review each special ship upgrade option for the week. Number 2, place them in order by value and then do the math. Number 3, determine what ships you want to ultimately upgrade to and chart the upgrade path and calculate the end value versus what you spend. Now on to the pros and cons. The pros are pretty clear. It presents great money savings and increased fleet value opportunities. The whole spend less, get more mentality. And for the cons, you will still be required to spend new money. Using credit doesn't normally realize the same deals or savings opportunity to begin with. On to my third strategy, maximizing in-game to real money value. This method is pretty straightforward in that it encourages you to buy big ticket ships and items instead of smaller ones. And we achieve that, it's a pretty straightforward process. You buy the big ships or ships that you can confidently determine have the most lopsided value when you compare the real money cost to the in-game Alpha UEC cost. The Carrig is one great example. You want the ships that have high in-game value and lower real money value. Again, this method is all about spending less to get more value in-game. The pros to this is that you save money and substantially increase your in-game money once the game releases. Having big ticket ships that you may possibly be able to sell or just simply use to earn Alpha UEC or UEC in the final game means you've maximized the investment to in-game ratio benefit. The cons on this is that unless you really want the ships that meet this criteria, you end up holding on to ships that you may not really want or even need. And for my last strategy, it is the buy upgrades now for later acquisitions. So the idea here is that you take the time to acquire the upgrade or the CCU to a ship that you want during the sale event when you are either unable or unwilling to spend the full amount during that event, instead taking it as an opportunity to buy you time to purchase it at a later date. The steps to achieve this are the following. First, find a ship that is always on sale all year round. Number 2, wait for an annual sales event that has your desired ship in the sales lineup. And number 3, purchase the upgrade or CCU to that ship from the ship that's always on sale. Number 4, from that point, anytime going forward, regardless if a sale event is going on or not, you can apply that upgrade without an issue. The only caveat to this is hull limited ships. Remember that this means ships which are quantity limited, not simply subject to artificial scarcity. The pros for this is you afford yourself time to save and pick up the desired ship on your own terms, relieving yourself from having to wait for a sale event. The cons to this is you still need to have enough to pick up the upgrade only, which is just the difference between the price of the ships being used for the upgrade. So these are just a few strategies that I have used over the years. I am sure there may be more, so please ask around the community or your organization for other or even better suggestions and recommendations. That is it for now, and if you made it to the end of this video, you are a champ, and I extend a huge thanks to you. Most importantly, I truly hope you got something from the video and it wasn't a waste of your time. If you did enjoy, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope we do meet one day in the verse, so take care.